Hello and welcome to WorldForge AI, where we use our own creativity mixed with the intuitiveness of an AI to help us create segments and blocks of our worlds for our novels, games, etc. etc. Today, we're going to be creating a city, a living city with culture, with all kinds of different aspects from scratch. And we're going to be having the AI generate us some ideas, and we are going to then input our own ideas and creativity based off the ideas that it's giving us. So it's not just creating something with an AI only. You're going to be using your own creativity to help to grow this world. Now, if there's any ideas for future videos you'd like to see, then please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you want to see. So let's get straight into it. As always, all the prompts will be down in the description, and also the timestamps will be down there so you can jump to whichever section you want to see. And the prompts will be there for you to be able to use yourself in Gemini Advanced if you're going to be using that, or ChatGPT 3.5 as well. It works just as well if you're using the free tools, even the Gemini free version as well. It also works just as well. So the first prompt we're putting in: generate a unique concept for a fantasy city. Consider its geographical location, climate, and basic layout. Describe the landscape and environment. And what it's come up with is the city of Ethara, and it's carved into the heart of a colossal petrified tree known as Yggdrasil's Echo. I took a couple of times for me to say that word. This gargantuan arboreal remnant dominates a vast windswept plateau shrouded in perpetual twilight. Its geographical location and climate is situated on the edge of the Whisperwind Plateau, a landmass once teeming with life but now a desolate expanse due to a cataclysmic event centuries ago. The basic layout of the city follows the natural contours of the petrified tree, with dwellings, shops, and communal spaces carved into the massive trunk and extending along the sprawling branches. The city's core, the Elder Heart Chamber, is a vast cavern at the tree's heart. The landscape and environment: the petrified tree itself is a wonder to behold, with its bark a patchwork of intricate patterns and colors. Luminescent moss and fungi illuminate the city's path, casting an eerie glow that contrasts with the twilight sky. The city's outskirts blend seamlessly into the surrounding landscape, with dwellings built into the roots and bridges connecting to neighboring mesas and rock formations. The plateau is dotted with the ruins of ancient structures, hinting at a forgotten civilization that once thrived in this land. It's also added flora and fauna in there. Despite the harsh conditions, life persists in the Whisperwind Plateau. Hardy shrub, resilient grasses, and peculiar luminescent flora cling to the rocky terrain. So now it's given us a basic idea. We're going to work on our own creativity, stick it in there to give it sort of more of your own vision. So we're going to put in there: I do not like the idea of the Whisperwind Plateau. I would instead like the Yggdrasil's Echo to be on the edge of a coastal cliff against a vast ocean. Please update the previous concept in text format. And what it's done now is taken away the idea that it's on a Whisperwind Plateau, and now it's on the Echo Cliffs, a geological formation that marks the boundary between land and sea. The climate is temperate, with cool, misty mornings, warm and breezy afternoon. The constant presence of the ocean moderates the temperatures, preventing the extreme heat or cold. The twilight that perpetually bathes the land is a result of celestial anomaly that blocks out the sun's direct rays. And it's going to keep the basic layout because I really like the idea of the basic layout, and the landscape and environment is changed to incorporate the idea of it being on a coastal cliff. So in the next part, we're going to be working on generating and creating the city's history, and we're going to use the following prompt to help us with this. Create a detailed backstory for the above fantasy city, including its founding, significant historical events, and key figures. So what has come up with the founding is the city's origins trace back to a nomadic tribe known as the Echo Walkers, drawn to the tree's mystical energy. Now, with any AI, you're definitely going to want to work on the names because the names are absolutely terrible. Like Echo Walkers on the Echo Cliffs, Yggdrasil's tree, it's not very original. So you're going to want to work on those names. You're going to want to go in there and actually maybe use a generator online for name generation or something like that, because a lot of the stuff that the AI brings out with names, etc., is pretty bad. So the cataclysm and the petrification: a catastrophic event, the details of which are lost to time, shattered the peace. A surge of dark energy swept across the land, petrifying the Yggdrasil's Echo and transforming the surrounding valley into a barren expanse. The Echo Walkers, protected by the tree's magic, survived but were forever changed. And the key figures in this would be Elder Yara, the first Echo Walker to establish a permanent dwelling within the tree; the Carvers, a guild of skilled artisans who honed their craft over generations, shaping the city into its current form; the Twilight Guardians, a secretive order of warriors who patrol the cliffs of the ocean; the significant historical events: they have the Great Awakening, a period of culture and technological advancement spurred inferred by the discovery of a hidden chamber within the tree. I don't like that idea, so we're going to go and change that, make it to be something else. Then there's the War of the Tides, a conflict with a neighboring seafaring civilization that sought to control the Echo Cliffs. The Twilight Guardians led a valiant defense, ultimately repelling the invaders and securing Ithara's independence. The Whispering Plague, a mysterious illness that swept through the city, causing hallucinations and madness. I like the idea of that, as long as it doesn't. If you watch any of my videos or any videos in the future, I don't like the idea of corrupting anything in any form, especially because it's the first thing an AI comes up with every time you put a forest in there. The forest has to be corrupted for some reason. I have no idea. And if any of you have used AI to sort of try and help you build a forest environment, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So Ithara's history is a testament to the resilience of its people and its enduring bond with the Yggdrasil's echo. Despite the challenges they have faced, the Echo Walkers have thrived, creating a unique and vibrant city that is both a sanctuary and a testament to the power of nature and the human spirit. So we're going to go in here, and I do not like the idea of the Great Awakening. I do not want any hidden chambers inside of the... You're again going to be able trouble spelling it, Yggdrasil's echo, but I really like the idea of the tree having its own magic. Please update in text format. Now, at the moment, I'm writing in there in text format. So why I'm writing it in text format, for some reason at the moment, since a recent update of Gemini Advanced, if you type in anything other than text format, it starts to try to generate an image, and it can't, because at the moment Gemini Advanced cannot do it. It will be able to do it eventually, but it can't at this moment. So that's creating a baseline for the history of the living fantasy city. And now we're going to work on the architecture for the city. Now, that has actually given us a little bit of an idea in the previous ones of what it's going to be, but I want to go to more in depth into the architectural style. And the prompt we're going to be using is describe the architectural styles and significant buildings in the above fantasy city, considering the city's history and environment in your description. So the architectural styles has come up based on what we've put up and the ideas we've changed within when we're putting in the prompts, and the ideas after they've given it out. They're actually given architectural styles based on all that information. So we have the organic carvings, the most prominent styles that characterized by dwellings and structures carved directly into the petrified wood. The branch architecture, extending from the main trunk, dwellings built upon the sprawling branches of the Yggdrasil's echo showcase a more intricate and delicate architectural style. The root dwellings, the roots of the tree plunging deep into the cliffside, provide the foundation for a unique architectural style that combines natural caves and carved out spaces. Now, I really like the architectural styles on there. Now we have, so I actually wouldn't change anything on the architectural styles from what it's given me here. I would work in more detail of what would be in those things, but those ideas there I quite like, so we're going to be keeping those ideas. Now, the significant buildings, the Elder Heart Chamber, located at the very heart of Yggdrasil's echo. This vast cavern serves as the city's spiritual and political center. The walls are adorned with carvings depicting the history of Ithara and the Echo Walkers. And then they have the Carver's Guild Hall, the Twilight Lighthouse, the Root Market, and the Ancestral Shrine. Ithara's architecture is a living testament to the city's history and its people's deep connection to the natural world. It is a city that has grown organically with Yggdrasil's echo. A harmonious, that's the first time I actually said the word in the first go, a harmonious blend of nature and human ingenuity that is both awe-inspiring, functional. Now, I actually like a lot of the ideas that are in this prompt here. I'm not going to change anything with the architectural styles because it's in line with what I wanted. Now, the original idea when I was starting this video was that I wanted a tree-based species or race, a fantastical race that live in the treetops. Now, this has actually worked a lot more fleshed out that idea by using the roots as well and the cliff edge that we added in the beginning of the video. But I like everything that's actually in there at the moment with the root market, etc. So we're going to keep those ideas for this go. So what we're going to do now is develop part of the culture of the species that lives within this city. So usually you're going to want to create the species itself, but if you create a city, you can actually move on and create a species based on the city and the culture that is there that will also be able to help you. Now, I will be doing a video in the future how we will actually create the species for this city rather than creating the species and then the city afterwards, and it sort of helps to be more creative and decide what kind of creature you're going to be creating. So the next step is going to be the customs, traditions, festivals, and social structure. So the next prompt will be create cultural elements for the above fantasy city, including customs, traditions, festivals, and social structure. And what it's come up with is tree reverence. That's pretty standard unoriginal stuff. The naming ceremony: when a child is born, they are brought to the Elder Heart Chamber where the elders commune with Yggdrasil's echo. This is part of the magic that we added earlier. Then it's got the twilight ritual. Each evening as the twilight descends, the echo walkers gather on the cliffs overlooking the ocean to perform a ritual of gratitude. The carver's rite of passage. Young artisans must complete a series of intricate carvings demonstrating their skill and understanding of the tree itself before being accepted into the Carver's Guild. It's added festivals, the blooming, the harvest festival, the twilight solstice, the social structure. Athara's society is a communal and egalitarian with a strong emphasis on cooperation and respect for the natural world. Leadership is based on wisdom and experience, with elders holding a position of respect and authority. The Carver's Guild and the Twilight Guardians are two of the most influential groups within the city, their skills and knowledge vital to the survival and prosperity of Athara. Got family and community and the role of magic. Magic is woven into the fabric of Atharan society. It is used for healing, crafting, and communicating with the spirits of the land and sea. The Echo Walkers believe that magic is a gift from Yggdrasil's Echo. And because I like the idea of the role of magic within the society, we're going to actually do a little bit more and add a little bit more to the magic that they use. Could we please flesh out the role of magic and give me some detailed ideas for the types of magic that would be used in this society? And then it's gone and put some ideas forward, but the intrinsic part of daily life interwoven with the very essence of Yggdrasil's Echo and its people. So it's not just a force, it's part of their way of life. Echo weaving, twilight forging, tide speaking, spirit binding, and dream weaving are the ideas that it's come out with. The role of the magic society, and you can pause on here to sort of read all of these and see what they actually came out with. Sustain life. The magic plays a vital role in every aspect of the society. Protect the city, heal the sick and injured, enhance craftsmanship, connect with nature, guide and counsel. It's not just a tool in Athara, it is a way of life. And I actually really like that idea as well. So I'm going to keep that idea there. Maybe sometimes it actually gives you the response that you want for your vision, and you don't have to change or add anything. I haven't seen anything to do with corruption at all yet so far, which is really helpful for me because I really like that. So that was working on the customs and traditions, and we even went a little bit more into the type of magic they use within the city. So what we're going to now is use a prompt to bring it all together, combine it all into one big format so you can put it into your Google Doc, put it into whatever AI tool you may be using maybe it's Novel Crafter, maybe you're just adding it into the lore aspects, maybe you're adding it into sort of picture board app or website, etc. But this is what you would use to combine it all. So combine the conceptual, historical, architectural, and cultural elements to provide a cohesive overview of this fantasy city. And it has combined everything we have talked about so far. Make sure to go through this to make sure it isn't missing anything. But this will put it all into one readable, easy formatted style to put into your Google Doc, as I mentioned earlier. So as always, what we do at the end of every video, we're going to give a visual look at what the city might look like using Leonardo AI to create an image using a prompt we will give it from all of the information we have gathered so far. Now, I'll show you here. I've tried to do it a load of times and it keeps saying I can't create an image for you yet. I'm not asking it to create me an image, and I've never had this problem before. I've only had this problem since this latest update, and it's actually getting a little bit annoying. So we're going to go into ChatGPT and we're going to write it in here. Could you please write me a text prompt to use in Leonardo AI to generate an image for us using the following information? And we're going to paste everything that we put into and what it's summarized. So it's going to give us an information, all of the sort of prompt that we can put into Leonardo. Let's see if it does it the first time. Here we go. So it's created the prompt itself. Create an image of Athara, a mesmerizing city carved into the heart of a colossal petrified tree. So let's actually just grab this over here. We're going to go into Leonardo AI. So we're going to paste the prompt in there and we're going to generate two images that we like the idea of. Now we're going to go 16 by 9. I want to create them sort of a little bit larger. We're going to make it as large as possible and put it onto 16 by 9. And then we are going to generate two images. Wait for it to load the first one, then generate the second one. So let's see what it churns out for us using this idea. Now the two images it created this first one, which I actually really like the look of. It's created two trees. But this is the kind of idea of what the city would look like in this setting. I think it looks really beautiful. I love the idea of that. It also, the second one it created doesn't really fit, but it also kind of fits with the idea of the central chamber within that we talked about. So what was actually inside in during the naming rights for one of the rituals that was created during this process. So I kind of really like the look of this as well. But as with any AI generation image, you want to go in there, you want to tweak some stuff to make it look more like what you want inside of your world, your vision. But this is just a concept art, and I really like the idea of this so far. It doesn't look too big, because obviously if you look at the size of the people down here compared to the size of the city, it's not massive. However, it's a good start, and it gives you an idea of what you want to use in the future. And that's what we have today, from concept to living fantasy city, with everything that's involved in creating a fantasy city. And this is the basic guide of how to create that the core concept and the core ideas based around the city, and you would flesh these out as you go along. I hope you found some inspiration on being able to build your own cities and some insight into how AI can augment your creative process. Please share your thoughts down in the comments below and let me know what world building topics you'd like to explore next. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more world building adventures with WorldForge AI. I want to thank you all for watching. Take it easy.